This is Simon Cat. I'm guessing he'll be in Australia because of this.
Super Mario Odyssey?
So this will kinda just be my casual thoughts on this game. I do want to get to my review/critique-y opinions, but they are very disorganized, which is why we're starting with the ending. So the ending to this game is essentially Shrek 2 on the moon. Mario crashes the wedding, the final boss happens, you take control of Bowser, there's an epic escape sequence, Mario and Bowser both get wreck-jected. This is the best ending to a Mario game, and it doesn't even have Sad Blue Lady. And the music is so,
Familiar? This is odd. Where have I heard this before?
Is this about our plan to buy out Domino's Pizza?
No, this one's actually important. There's this song that sounds like da 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 da, and I don't know where it's from. I know where the song is from! Really? Super Mario Odyssey! Let me explain. Spaghetti, you're a detective, right? Think you can figure out where I heard this song?
Well, let's throw a dart at a map and fly to that location to jog your memory. That's what a detective would say, right?
Yeah, you're doing good. Alright, we're going on an adventure! Wait, that's a real place?
How did you not know Australia was a real place when both Fluffy and Bushy said they were going there around the same time?
I thought they were just joking and actually going to Arizona or something!
You know, perhaps we should just familiarize ourselves with the song's main appearance.
So we don't have to tackle everything or go that in depth. For example, everyone knows the Cloud and Ruin Kingdoms are huge missed opportunities because they're just boss arenas. This will kinda just be a list of things we really like and don't like as much about the game.
The moon objectives themselves can vary in terms of quality. The ones tied to platforming or simple puzzles are great though.
Yeah, but I think far too many of them are the same objectives repeated in every kingdom. Dog challenges, planting seeds, chasing birds, walking in circles, herding sheep. At a certain point, it just starts to feel like you're doing the same things over and over again.
I like the ones where you kick a rock for 5 minutes.
That's cool. Well, the only repeating moons I'm okay with repeating so much are the hint moons. Well, yes, some of them are very cryptic to figure out. I love quizzes that test how well I've memorized a location.
I like the ones where you put on a specific outfit to get a moon. For example, this guy has a stomach ache, and just laying his eyes on a doctor is enough to cure him. This is accurate to the lore, too. Have you played Dr. Luigi?
No, I haven't.
Here we are, Australia. What were we doing here again?
I don't know.
It's the song, remember? Perhaps we should split up and ask around.
Yes, I knew it.
So you have played Super Mario Odyssey? No, that's the NES one. I think you're just making that one up.
Hey, look who it is!
Simon Cat. I don't know what you're doing here, but it's really funny that you're here.
I'm trying to find pointless trivia.
Oh, nice. Want to come sneak up on Fluffy? I was told she was gonna be here today.
Sure. Hey you!
Me? Oh no, it's you.
What do you think you're doing here?
Thinking.
Okay. Well, do you want to help me prank Bushy?
Yeah.
My T-Eagle.
I'm sorry, what was that? I seem to have lost the ability to understand the American dialect.
It's just a prank.
Alright, we're going to Canada next.
Next up is something I mixed on, the linear levels.
Well, I thought they were good.
There are pipes and doors scattered across each kingdom that lead to linear platforming challenges. While the level design is solid, a lot of them have the Mario Sunshine Secret Courses problem of taking place actually nowhere. These levels are definitely not what I'd call the very best of Galaxy. Not all of them are like this though, some of them do actually try to look like the kingdom you're in.
So are you sure this is the place you had my Oreo stash in 2022?
Yeah, trust me.
I'm just along for the ride.
Alright, let's go to Oregon.
The design of the kingdoms themselves is great. They're fun to jump around in. There's lore, NPCs to talk to, out-of-bounds areas to what? Anyway, the highlights for me are the Wooded Kingdom and the Luncheon Kingdom, with Wooded slightly edging out Luncheon.
Because it's a mountainous alpine region, right?
Am I that predictable? Falling off a cliff normally sets you back 10 coins, but a cool thing about the Wooded Kingdom is that if you fall off the edge, you fall into the deep woods. You can't teleport away, it doesn't show up on the map, and yes, there are large scary monsters you have to hide from. It really gives you that nostalgic Lost in the Woods feeling. The novelty unfortunately wears off after the first time you experience it, but it's still pretty cool.
The Luncheon Kingdom is probably the most creative idea going on here. The theming here is on point. Hammer Bros even throw frying pans. What's the pink stuff supposed to be, though?
Pepto-Bismol.
Traversal between areas is made very intuitive with the lava bubbles, without removing the challenge, since they're restricted from certain areas in a very natural feeling way. It's almost like these games can be brilliantly designed sometimes. I could go on about the great aspects of this game, like how the movement and level design complement each other seamlessly, or the creativity and imagination in the kingdoms themselves, but you've already heard all that before. I'm not fooling anyone.
He doesn't want to take accountability for his opinions.
What are you looking at?
You know, I'm glad we went. I started renting this place a couple years ago so we could play this.
You said Sam was your landlord, right?
Yeah.
Who's mailing this to Sign Me Cat?
I'm just frustrated that we still haven't accomplished the reason we went on this trip.
How about we try listening to the song again?
How about the lyrical version this time?
Climb up the vine and land in the clouds. Maybe then we'll swap up or down. So let's shoot for the stars and make this love really shine.
Jump Up Superstar, the new Dunk City Festival, and its Donkey Kong arcade throwback are what most people think of, but Break Free Lead the Way feels like a more poignant celebration of the Mario series, which has been a constant source of memories for me for many years, and hopefully many more to come. But this extends beyond just the series. Super Mario Odyssey is about travel, and the memories that come along for the ride with it. Another moment that comes to mind is when you're climbing the skyscraper on the darker side of the moon, after you've just completed the final challenge.
Now let's listen to the other version.
Honestly, this just reminds me of our trip.
Yeah, this song reminds me of all the time we spent together throughout the years.
Maybe that's what it was all along.
Big accomplishments are amazing things that everyone should strive for in life. But that's not the only important or meaningful thing out there. Yes, I know, it really is the friends we made along the way. Now I'm gonna break character and step outside the story for a minute, because in case you're new here or haven't figured it out yet, this 8-bit version of Break Free Lead the Way has been my outro theme for the past 4 years. Most of those older videos don't hold up that well, but they helped me get to where I am today, and hopefully will go in the future.
I'm fine with the wheel. See, I've won several tournaments with the wheel.
I'm hungry. We should probably eat something before we start the tournament.
Life is more than a highlight reel, but sometimes we lose sight of why we do the things we do. Looking back on the past 365 days of your life, what are the things that you remember the most? Memories, duh!
That's cool and all, but how are we gonna get home?